Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Today we're going to talk about something incredibly important and often overlooked: the value of time. Time is not infinite, it's your life. Every moment that passes is a piece of your life that you can never get back. So, let's sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and chat like old friends about how we can make the most of our time and live more fulfilling lives by focusing on what truly matters. To make this topic more relatable, let's imagine a day in the life of John, a 35-year-old marketing manager. John is married, has 2 kids, and is always busy juggling work and family responsibilities. Like many of us, John often feels that there aren't enough hours in the day. John's day starts at 6 a.m. The alarm goes off, but he hits the snooze button a couple of times, finally getting out of bed at 6:30 a.m. He rushes through his morning routine, barely having time for breakfast. His kids are still sleeping, so he misses out on spending a few quiet moments with them. By 7:30 a.m., he's out the door, ready to face another hectic day at work. At work, John's schedule is packed with meetings. His inbox is overflowing with emails, and he's constantly interrupted by phone calls and urgent requests. Despite his best efforts to stay focused, he finds himself multitasking, jumping from one task to another without making significant progress on any of them. By the time lunchtime rolls around, John realizes he hasn't even had a moment to breathe. After a quick lunch at his desk, John tries to tackle the important project that's been looming over him for weeks. But his concentration is constantly broken by notifications from his phone and colleagues stopping by his office. Frustrated and overwhelmed, he decides to check social media for a few minutes to clear his mind. Those few minutes quickly turn into half an hour, and before he knows it, he's even further behind on his work. At 5 p.m., John leaves the office, exhausted but still thinking about the tasks he didn't get to. His commute home is filled with traffic, adding to his stress. He uses this time to listen to a podcast about time management, hoping to find some tips to improve his productivity. When John finally gets home, his kids are eager to spend time with him. They want to play and tell him about their day, but John's mind is still on his unfinished work. He tries to engage, but his distractions are evident. Dinner is a rushed affair, and soon after it's time to put the kids to bed. John reads them a quick story, but his thoughts are elsewhere. With the kids in bed, John and his wife have a brief conversation about their day. She mentions feeling disconnected and wishes they had more quality time together. John agrees, but feels too tired to engage in a meaningful conversation. He spends the next couple of hours catching up on work emails and preparing for the next day before finally collapsing into bed. John's day is a perfect example of how easy it is to fall into a cycle of time-wasting activities. Despite being busy from morning till night, he hasn't made significant progress on his important tasks, nor has he spent quality time with his family or taken care of his well-being. He realizes that something needs to change. One day, John decides to make a change. He starts by reflecting on how he's spending his time and identifying the activities that are wasting his precious moments. He discovers that excessive social media use, unnecessary meetings, and multitasking are the main culprits. Determined to make a change, John begins implementing new strategies to reclaim his time. John starts by setting clear priorities. He identifies his most important goals at work and at home. At work, he focuses on completing his critical project and improving his productivity. At home, he prioritizes spending quality time with his family and taking care of his health. Next, John creates a schedule that aligns with his priorities. He allocates specific time blocks for work, family, and self-care. By having a clear plan, he can stay focused and organized throughout the day. He also schedules regular breaks to avoid burnout and maintain his energy levels. John knows that eliminating distractions is crucial for staying focused. He starts by turning off non-essential notifications on his phone and computer. He also sets boundaries with his colleagues, letting them know when he's available for interruptions and when he needs uninterrupted time to work on his tasks. John learns the power of saying no. He realizes that he can't do everything and that it's okay to decline commitments that don't align with his priorities. By saying no to unnecessary meetings and tasks, he frees up more time to focus on what truly matters. To improve his focus and presence, John starts practicing mindfulness. He dedicates a few minutes each day to meditation, which helps him stay grounded and present. He also practices mindfulness during his daily activities, paying full attention to the task at hand without getting distracted. John's changes start to have a positive impact on his life. He now wakes up early and enjoys a quiet breakfast with his kids. They talk and laugh, and he feels more connected to them. After work, he dedicates uninterrupted time to play with his kids and have meaningful conversations with his wife. Their relationship improves, and they feel more connected as a family. At work, John's productivity soars. By focusing on one task at a time and eliminating distractions, he completes his important project ahead of schedule. His boss notices the improvement and praises his work. John feels a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction that he hadn't felt in a long time. John also starts taking better care of his health. He schedules regular exercise sessions and prepares healthy meals. He realizes that taking care of his body gives him more energy and improves his overall well-being. He sleeps better at night and wakes up feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the day. Throughout his journey, John embraces a growth mindset. He sees challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. He learns from his mistakes and continues to improve his time management skills. He celebrates his progress and remains committed to making the most of his time. John's story is a powerful reminder that time is not infinite. It's your life. Every moment is precious, and how we spend our time is how we spend our lives. By recognizing the value of time and making intentional choices, we can live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. Thank you for tuning into today's podcast. I hope John's story has inspired you to reflect on how you're spending your time and make changes to live more intentionally. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any stories or tips about making the most of your time, please share them in the comments. See you next time.